Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of New Music Friday, where I sit down, I listen to all the new music that has come out over the past 2 weeks. I do this every other week, and I give my first reactions to it. A bunch of music came out today, album-wise. We got Travis Tritt, we had American Aquarium, the Marfa tapes, Alan Jackson's album comes out next week. A lot of albums, but New Music Friday I typically reserve for singles and stuff. I'm not going to just pick a song from this new album and react to it, because I'll listen to the album straight through. So New Music Friday, I got some singles from this week and last week, again, every other week, so I refrain from listening to some of the new singles until now to get my fresh off the press opinions. A decent little lineup of tracks today, and we're going to open with one that I've just really been waiting to hear. It's a new one from Jaden Hamilton, Heaven's Jukebox. Jaden is someone that kind of confuses me. He has one of my favorite guilty pleasures that you can find in my guilty pleasure video. I've never really been wowed by Jaden. He's never really impressed me, but for whatever reason I'm just intrigued to see where he goes, and I don't know why. But either way, I've been itching to get at this one. It's Heaven's Jukebox by Jaden Hamilton. Let's give it a listen. We are starting it off on a high note today. Heaven's Jukebox by Jaden Hamilton. I really enjoyed that one. It's got a really lo-fi intro and then this super awkward offbeat just swoop into the actual song that I really enjoyed. I mean, sonically it's so traditional, but it's got this spacey complex. It's got everything from banjos to steel to electrics to fiddles, organic drums, yet there's something about it that just feels spacey. I think there's some synths going on in the background. Either way, it's got this heavenly feel. It's dreamy. It fits the theme really well. I did enjoy it. It's got a very fat sound. Jaden's crisp, sharp vocals always cut through the mix really well. Well, not always, but in this case, it cut through really well. I mean, lyrically, it's just your standard kind of giving heaven these country traits, saying, I wonder if there's red dirt up there, is there cold beer up in heaven, whatever. But then it comes in, it's got some simple but fun writing, two-stepping for eternity, Lord knows that's where I'll be, and the one line I really liked, I wonder if the light at the end is neon. Then you got your standard name drops of Johnny Cash and whatnot. It's kind of expected. It's not bad songwriting. It's nothing to praise, but it gets the job done sufficiently. Song's got a great energy. I love the sound of it. It's very fun, but there almost seems to be this mellow blanket over top. I don't really know how to describe it. It's got a smooth cutback at the end of the bridge before it gets right back into the chorus. The way everything just builds up and stops, really smooth. I think my only critique is that I think it ended a little too abruptly. We were getting that electric solo back in at the end, but it all just kind of halts, I think, a little too early. I think just another 10-20 seconds of electric playing. I think a fade out would have done this song a big favor, but, can't get everything. So, on the whole, I really did enjoy that. And with that, we are going to move on to the next track, which is a new one from Clay Walker, the title track, pre-release from his upcoming album Texas to Tennessee. Obviously, song, title track, Texas to Tennessee. Clay had one of my favorite songs last year in Easy Going, so I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. It would appear as if he has put out another pre-release. Just kind of went under my radar at some point, but today, Texas to Tennessee, let's give it a go. Another good one. It didn't blow me away. Almost felt a little Bakersfield in the intro. I don't know if that's just me, but I felt a little bit of Bakersfield in the intro. Then it slowly faded away. Got back into this sophisticated, traditional vibe Clay often has. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just your standard traditional country music, but Clay just seems to have this added layer of sophistication, and I really don't know what is the root of that. But regardless, I mean, I enjoyed it. It's a very simple song thanking his lady, saying she's always been there. It's been a long journey from Texas to Tennessee through a million curves and whatnot. It's nothing that'll blow your boots off, but I did enjoy it. it's just kind of there, if that makes sense. Like, it's not that I don't like it, but after a few listens, it's just kind of there. Really, that's an underwhelming analysis, but that's really all the thoughts I have on that one. All right, we're now going to shift into a new one from Michael Ray called Pictures. I've heard some good things about this song so far, so I'm not going in with crazy expectations, although his previous single, Whiskey and Rain, loved that song. It cracked my top 20 of 2020, so I do have some decent expectations for this one. I don't know where it's going to lead. Pictures, I mean, from what I've heard, it sounds like a bit of a heartstring tugger, a little sentimental. But yeah, I'm going to go in open and see what we come out with. Okay, I really enjoyed that one. Michael Ray is putting together a little run of songs I'm really enjoying lately. I mean, production-wise, there's some synthetic percussion, which like normally I'm not a fan of. And though I do think it is heavy, I think just overall the sound is a little heavy in the verse. I would have liked it to just be a little more stripped back, because I think that first verse has a lot of clever lines, a lot of fun alliterations, and specific details, but I think they kind of get overlooked because the percussion and production overall is just so loud. Whereas in the chorus, when he's kind of getting his vocals up and he's putting more passion behind those vocals, the lyrics can still find their way through the instrumentation. But in the verse, I think it's a little overdone. But man, I like this song. I mean, like I said, it's a touching sentiment, obviously, how one day all you're going to have of these people are pictures. I really like in the second verse how he flips it, and he's saying when he's at the bonfire, he's like, it's weird to think that when I leave, this picture is all that somebody's going to have of me. I like how he flips that. He sings from his perspective for most of the song, but then he kind of twists it just there, and I find that a really captivating little, I mean, I've said twist like 4 times, but it's a nice little twist that kind of gets your attention again. I enjoyed that. There's a lot of lines in here I like. I like the dates and times he adds, like Christmas Day 1997, July of 85. The one line, pretty in her pigtails holding up a present. I just really like that line. Taking every snapshot while you can. It's a bit of a scary idea almost, because there is a day where like your buddies or whatnot, or your family, like they're not going to be there, and it's just going to be pictures. I don't know. It's something I don't think about very much, but it's a weird thought. And I think that one line where he flips it and says, this is all somebody's going to have of me, I think that even hits harder, because that makes you step back and say, whoa, like I'm not here forever either. It's such a hard concept to wrap your mind around, obviously that of like death, but how Michael kind of hones that all in and uses the imagery of pictures, I really liked. I really enjoyed this song, and I'm really excited to see where Michael Ray goes. Alright, next we have 2 new ones from Chris Lane, because he's released 3 songs 3 Fridays in a row. So this is the new one from this week and last week. It is both That's What Mamas Are For and Summer Job Money. I'm pretty sure Summer Job Money was last week, and That's What Mamas Are For was this week because of Mother's Day. Hopefully this gets out on Mother's Day. If it is, happy Mother's Day. If it's the Monday, then I'm sorry I'm late. But either way, we're going to jump into these 2 new songs from Chris Lane. Obviously, he had Fill Them Boots a few weeks ago that I was not a fan of, so hoping he can get back into the rhythm here. Alright, I'm going to talk about Summer Job Money first, and I like that song. I really did. It's still just your bright pop country song, but it's not overbearing. It's not too much like an extensive amount of pop country elements. It's just nice, fun, upbeat pop country. I can live with it. The lyrics, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot better written than I thought, because it started off like it was going to be every other song where it's just a bit of a checklist. He said, I like how his dad says how the price of tuition's always going up. And, you know, it's a sweet little thing. Like, I'm glad I didn't know you when I was 17, because 17 me would have blown all his summer job money on you. But I really liked how in the second verse, the idea of post-secondary education and tuition just kept going. Like it didn't change. It really made the song, it really helped the song feel a lot more inspired. Like something actually happened when it came to tuition, and Chris was like, man, I'm glad I have this money or whatever. It feels a lot less cheesy, a lot less forced, because if Chris then went off and said, I also needed money for this, and I would have blown it, it would just feel like you're reaching. Because I feel like a lot of radio songs just reaching for different ideas that they can, reaching for different scenarios that they can plug into this very broad idea, like a mathematic formula. Whereas here, Chris sticks to the tuition. In the first verse, it's him talking about how tuition prices are going up. In the second verse, it's saying like how that degree means nothing and whatnot, and he sticks to it. And I don't know, it makes the song feel a lot tighter, a lot less all over the place, a lot less desperate for lyrics. It just feels intentional, inspired. I liked it. Good song. I enjoyed that song a lot better than I was expecting. And then to That's What Mamas Are For. I don't know how I feel about this one. There's goods and bads. I mean, first of all, it's much more traditional sounding, which in the beginning was nice, but after hearing this song, after hearing how it plays out, I still feel like the production was too much. Again, it was traditional, which is nice. We had some steel picking and whatnot, but I still think it was too much. Even though the percussion was brushed, I feel this song should have just been acoustic, just a guitar and Chris. It felt really intimate, but that intimacy was kind of taken away by the drums and whatnot. I also, for whatever reason, felt Chris's southern draw felt kind of forced on this song for whatever reason. Yeah, it just felt like too much at times. I think it should have been acoustic. Lyrically, I'm not huge on it. It's just simple. Like, it starts out saying, like, here's what dads do, but here's what mamas are for, and thank you, mama, for all the things I've done. Like, it's a nice, sweet sentiment, but I don't think it was executed as well as it could have, because it feels very broad, but he fixes this, which I really like, because in the second verse, he has a line about him sneaking out to go to a party, but when he gets back, his mom's waiting for him, and she doesn't, like, get mad at him or start cursing at him, but she just says, give me back the keys to my car. I like that line. It gets better as it goes on. The final chorus, I like how he switches it from she to you, so it's like, you have this Bible, you do these things, as opposed to she, because the first two choruses, it felt really broad. Like I said, like it was just going to be another radio hit that you're going to hear every other song because, oh, look, he made a sweet song for his mom. Whereas this one's actually like the final chorus, it feels more personal. And that's really where it clicked, where I was like, man, this should have been acoustic, because you lose that. It's a very subtle change, but I think it's a really important change for the story of the song. It feels like a letter from Chris to his mom, as opposed to Chris trying to pick up everyone's mom by saying, look how good you are. Like, he's simping for people's mom, whereas in the last chorus, he's writing this letter to his mom, and I think it should have been acoustic. I think it should have, the whole time, been a more specifically dedicated to his mom. I'm not hating on it. I think it's okay, but I think a lot of missed opportunities on this song. So I'm not a huge fan of That's What Mamas Are For, but I think it could have been really good in my opinion. Alright, and with that, we are going to move into the final song of today's episode of New Music Friday. There were a good bit of songs I was going to look at, but these are the bunch I picked, and the final one I have is a new one from Kameron Marlowe, Tequila Talkin. I've seen his name, Kameron Marlowe, popping up here and there. I've seen more and more people talking about him. I've never heard a Kameron Marlowe song in my life. So this is my introduction to Kameron Marlowe. Hopefully he makes a good first impression. I don't know what style he goes for. I don't know where he's from. I don't know anything about this guy. I've just realized he's getting a little bit of buzz lately. So new single from Kameron Marlowe, Tequila Talkin. Let's give it a try. Tequila Talkin' by Kameron Marlowe. I really like that song. I mean, lyrically, it's nothing crazy. He's just saying, like, I'm falling in love with you, but this ain't the tequila talking. Like, this is me genuinely falling in love, despite me having a drink or two already. But the sound I really liked. I mean, Cameron's voice almost has a bit of TJ Osborne in it. It's got this, not slur, that's not the word I'm looking for, but I don't know. It kind of sounds like his voice kind of reminds me of TJ Osborne in a way, not completely, but there are shades of TJ in his voice. But that sounded like a John Party song. Like, you can't tell me that didn't belong on California Sunrise. We got some rockin' fiddle and electrics. It's got that great sound. I love the drums in the second verse where it's like, I know the Cuervo, and it's like hitting like bang, 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 and then yeah, really like that. It just spices it up. I love those little twists and turns when they're thrown into songs. It just keeps them fresh. Yeah, I mean, it sounded a lot like a John Party song, but I did enjoy it a lot. I did enjoy the song. I don't have too much to say on it other than I really enjoyed it. And with that, we are going to wrap up this week's edition of New Music Friday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I had a smaller batch of songs this week, and Chris Lane is becoming the most featured artist on the series, because as soon as I started it, he was like, alright, gotta release music. But you guys seem to really like these. I really like these, as I've always said. If there's releases you want me to be aware of, best place is either message me on Instagram, or you can probably @ me in the Discord. Links to both of those are in the description. Also, if you haven't given it a listen, podcast has begun. First episode up, anchor.fm/overshore. Still waiting on it to be on other streaming services, although it said a few business days, and it's the weekend, at least when I'm recording this, so hopefully it's going to be up soon. But either way, you can still listen to it at anchor.fm/overshore. Yeah, other than that, I look forward to the next edition of New Music Friday. I also have a few video essays that I've been working on that I'm really excited to get out. They've been kind of put on the back burner due to album release season, but that's finally beginning to wind down, kind of. Although, like I said, we have the Marfa tapes, Travis Tritt, Alan Jackson releasing like 23 songs or something next week. There still is plenty of music, but I don't know if I'm going to review all of those. Well, I won't. I won't be reviewing all of those. But yeah, I'm excited to get back to some video essays, some hot takes. There was a bit of a not a revolution, but there was a bit of a revamp in the hot takes chat in the Discord. If you're part of the Discord, you would know. But I'm gonna stop rambling. I hope y'all have a great day. Until next time. I messed up my outro. Frick. Until next time, have a great day.